Hello fellow guitar geeks, in this box is a Harley Benton TE-62 CC SP. I know the SP stands for shell pink, so we've got a pink guitar in here. It's 150 euros thereabouts, or these prices in your other currencies. In this video, we're going to unbox it, do first impressions, check out the quality, and then of course I'm going to play it, get you some sound samples, and I'm going to open it up, take a look inside, and check out the internal build quality as well. So, without further ado, let's crack it open. I haven't looked at a Harley Benton guitar in quite some time, so I'm really super excited. I've also got some more coming to the channel, so if you want to drop a subscribe, that would help me monumentously. I ordered this one, so Harley Benton didn't send it to me. It came on my credit card, and I'm going to crack it open with my little knife and see what's going on inside. Right, so here we go. It is packed wonderfully, as it should be. The thing about Harley Benton guitars, you'll notice, is that they're always coming in these sort of coffin-shaped cardboard boxes, and that means they can pack more in a shipping container, which means they can keep the price down. But it does mean that the box is not that protective, but it certainly is protected. We've got a cable. We've got some Allen keys for truss rod and bridge adjustment. We've got some wonderfully poppy bubble wrap. Oh, I've got a sticker on there. What's that? Okay, first impressions. That neck feels amazing. And the colour is lovely. It is a shell pink, but it feels kind of, I want to say washed out, but in a good way. There it is. It is a very faded shell pink, and it feels clean. It feels squeaky clean. The neck doesn't smell of roastedness, but we're going to go through the specs in a moment. What I'll do is just do first impressions. So we've got, packing-wise, really good. That's on there. So far, so good. What's this mean? Quality service. That means the guitar has been checked. So if you get a little sticker like this, there we go, one of these little stickers, that means that your guitar has been quality checked. And that makes me happy because this is actually the second TE-62 that I've unboxed. The first one, there was an issue, one of the pickups didn't work. So before we go into this review, you should know that guitars priced at around this price, I'm not going to say Harley Benton guitars, I'm going to say affordable budget guitars, they can have some quality issues. And oh my goodness, that knob turns wonderfully. Okay, I'm going to test everything on it and see what happens. The knobs on these are really like quite stiff but smooth, not like loose and cheap. However, that switch feels a bit, the switch could be better. That switch I could, yeah, it's fine, but I could probably bend that. What else? It looks amazing. It looks much more expensive than 150 euros. Neck joint is good. I'll put some B-roll in here for you so that while I'm looking at the things you can see close-ups. Neck joint is good. We've got vintage tuners in a row and they are straight. Plastic nut looks good. Looks well cut. We'll find out if it is in a moment. It's got 𝗬𝗓𝗏 strings on there. So one of the things I love about Harley Benton guitars is that straight out the box you're already fitted with some quality strings, and you'll find that on other cheap guitars that isn't the case, and I find that is ridiculous. That is absolutely insane, because if a guitar comes with bad strings, then your very first impression of the guitar isn't going to be good. What else? That strap button seems a bit lower than I'm expecting. Is it? I don't know. Well, I'll compare that to my telly in a moment. Ferrules on the back look nice and straight, and everything looks good. I mean, for 150 bucks, first impressions is that is a phenomenal looking guitar. So let's get rid of this box and then you can have a bit of a close-up look. So there's everything. There's some protective film on the plate just there. My only worry so far is that switch is a little bit flimsy, or feels a bit flimsy. I wonder if that will stand the test of time. Let's plug it in and see what happens. First thing I'm going to do is tune. Then I'm going to bend the strings out, give it a fair chance. If you ever pick a guitar out of a box, you should tune it, give the strings a bit of a razz, and then tune it again. Otherwise, it's going to go straight out of tune, because that's not fair if you do that. There, it's gone all the way down to C. It was in D, then I took it up to E, now it's back down to C. Sound-wise, it's really loud, and that's a good sign. It feels not dark, but certainly not bright. There's a lot of mid-range there, which you're probably not hearing because my shotgun mic is pointed at my mouth rather than the guitar. But I can tell you that unplugged, that sounds tight. There's a tight sound to it. Lots of attack, not a lot of depth, and not too twangy. All right, let's plug it in. I'm not going to use the cable they've supplied. So these cables that come with budget guitars, they'll get you going, but they're certainly not the sort of thing that I would want to be using. Also, you've got the truss rod adjuster. I hope there's another one. Yeah, so there's two Allen keys in there. There, so you're getting this cable, which is a molded plastic cable, and you're getting an Allen key for the truss rod, which is just there to straighten out one's neck. And then the Allen key for the bridge saddles to adjust the height of the saddles. If you're a newcomer to guitar, don't touch it, okay? You can really screw things up. But let's see how it is out of the box. I'm going to go through the Fender Deluxe Reverb first. There we go. Turn the tuner off. Bridge first. Neck. Sorry, middle. And neck. Well, the good news is that on this one, all the pickups work. That's a good sign, and it sounds relatively telly-like. It's modern, okay? It's certainly not a classic sounding Telecaster. Country's not my forte, but here is a little country riff on all pickup settings. Play that a bit closer to the bridge. So it's quite crisp on the bridge. And then on the neck, it's quite dark. Well, almost acoustically, which is what the Tele neck pickup should be doing. But I feel the neck pickup needs to be raised a little bit. I'm going to take a picture so you can see the distance. And I think that neck pickup needs to be a little bit higher to get the full force of what it should be providing. I'm just looking at my Fender Tele is a little bit higher, so I'm going to adjust that in a moment. But let's try it with an overdrive pedal. it pretty much sings with the bell. You'll notice it's staying in tune. Because I stretch those strings out. Let's see how well the intonation is set. Also, maybe so you can hear it. Is that spot on? Have Harley Benton... I know you couldn't really hear that, but this guitar seems set up perfectly. Maybe because I sent the first one back and they quality checked the second one, and maybe they knew it was me at that point. I don't know. But my point is, it feels much better than 150 euros. I could have got a good one, but honestly, the parts are good. Everything, the neck is good. Let's talk about the neck. It's modern D, which for me is a slim D. So it's not a thick neck. It's not a skinny neck. It's somewhere comfortable. So if you're used to like an Epiphone modern Les Paul, that's a slim D, a slim taper, I think they call it. That's what I'm feeling here. It doesn't feel super skinny, so it's not Ibanez wizardness, but it's also not the big old fat necks that I enjoy. It's somewhere in the middle. So there's a little bit there, but not a lot. Let's put it through the SV20 and see if it does some Led Zeppelin kind of tones. That's fun. I mean, that's got the two main tones, the brightness and the darkness and whatever it is in the middle that you would call a telly middle tone. I think the bridge pickup is a lot more desirable than the neck pickup. I'm going to raise the neck pickup because I'm also going to put some fast fret on the strings because I need to slide around a bit, and I find myself not sliding because the strings are not fast fretted. And I put this on most this fast fret. Where is it? There, fast fret. I use that on uncoated strings. Just to show what I'm doing, I'm just going to raise that pickup a whole turn. Or maybe just a turn and a half, maybe. Let's see if that made a difference. Now we're cooking. That is where that pickup should be. So if you find that your pickup on your TE-62 or any other guitar for that matter is lacking a little bit of beef and fullness and spank as well, just generally lacking in volume, I guess, bring up the pickup just a little smidge, and then it's going to sound like that. That's a lot more where I want it to be. If you're only going to watch this much of the video, well done. But if you're only going to watch this much, know that I would already take this guitar and recommend it. I can't comment on the fact that mine has come out set up absolutely brilliantly. Maybe the truss rod, everything's great. I have so many guitars, and I was honestly going to send this one back. But I think I might keep it. I'm going to keep it. €150. Phenomenal, phenomenal guitar. Okay, let's talk about the specs, what's inside it, and look inside. I'm going to open this up and check out the wiring and stuff like that. I'm going to clear this bench first, though. So, let's crack it open. Time to flex my drill skills. First, we're going to look inside here. So let's take a look inside here. We've got two big pots. Wiring is budget, but seems well done. The switch is definitely the weakest point for me. You can see that I'm wobbling it that way. You see that? It feels like that would bend if I just gave it a little push. Yeah, it's just bent a little bit. I'm not going to do it too much. I don't want to break it, but that switch is definitely the weakest mechanical point. It does function well. It's nice and clicky, but if I were using that live, I would probably want to change that out. If not, then just be careful with it. Apart from that, let's have a look in the cavity. So you get some free little bits of wood. That comes free. There's no extra charge for that. So if you like pink bits of wood, get this guitar. Also, there's nothing rattling around in there. Hang on. I'm in the way at the moment. I know that. That's what it should be like. There are no complaints there whatsoever. Let's see if I can get it all back in. There we go. Now that's back in, let's have a look under the pick guard. Okay, I've loosened the strings a little bit. Let's see if I can get it out now. Okay, looking good, looking better. There we are. Actually, that looks really good without the pick guard. I know that's not what we're looking at, but I think that looks amazing without the pick guard. It's clean. It's routed by a machine, of course, because that's what machines do these days. It's good. No issues there whatsoever. But looking underneath is always nice because it gives us a nice indication of the work that's gone in. Now, mint greeny kind of pick guard that is. I don't know if the colour's coming away properly. That says there TE-62N. Okay. Neck. Right. I was about to say, what does N stand for? Neck pickup, maybe, Andy. All right, let's pop that back in and put it back together. I gotta say, I like the way that it fits around there. There's almost a misshape just here where it's been cut. It's not a bad cut. It's just not 100%. Perfectly acceptable for the price. I'll tune it up properly in a moment. I just want to check the jack socket because on budget guitars, these jack sockets can be an issue. Let's focus that. There we go. So, taking that out for a moment, let's unscrew the jack socket. Right, there we are. Fine. Don't really know what I was expecting again, but it's wired and soldered or soldered properly. It's a budget output jack. Absolutely fine. If it loosens, by the way, because these things often loosen, take it out and then hold it here and use pliers that way. Don't just try and turn that nut. You'll ruin the wiring inside. One of the things that goes most frequently wrong with guitars is the output jack. A little side note, I guess, don't try and use the same screwdriver that you use for these screws as you do on the jack socket. These screws are smaller, hence I was using a different screwdriver. And that's pretty much it for checking out the quality. Inside, absolutely spot on. I've got nothing to complain about whatsoever. I do need to tune the guitar though. It's back in tune, it's where it should be. I'm very pleased. If you buy one of these guitars, you should be very pleased as it comes stock. One thing I haven't talked about yet is the saddles. These are my least favorite kinds of saddles. You find them on all affordable or most affordable 3-barrel guitars, and they got these little screws poking up a little bit. So you can find that when you intonate the guitar, these screws can poke out. That is not the case on this TE-62. Your mileage may vary. I'm going to play it some more. I'm going to put it through a fuzz pedal. There, an octave fuzz, the Honey Badger from Redbeard Effects. And we'll go through the Fender first. Now, you could argue, what's the point in putting it through a fuzz? And my reply to that would be, well, I like fuzz. And also, I want to see how the guitar feels when I'm jamming out. And I've noticed that I did not put fast fret on it. So I'm going to do that now while I'm talking to you. Let's talk about the specs. The Harley Benton TE-62 has a poplar body, a bolt-on caramel maple neck with 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 skunk stripe. So that's a 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 skunk stripe. It's not rosewood or anything like that. It's a different type of wood, a more affordable, some might say more sustainable wood. We've also got a modern D neck. We've got a dual action truss rod. That is amazing. The fact that it has a dual action truss rod means that you can adjust the neck for more or less relief. And I don't see why every guitar doesn't have this. Every guitar should have a dual action truss rod, vintage spec or not. It makes no sense to not have one. We've got master volume, master tone. I've already said to be subjective that these feel amazing. We've got a three-way switch, which I've already said does not feel amazing. On the specs on the Thomann website, it says you've got a single layer mint green pickguard. That's not the case. It's 3 layers. We've got mint, black, and mint. So it's a 3-layer mint guard. It comes with 10 to 46 gauge strings, EXL 110s from D'Addario, and we've got vintage Kluson style tuners. Let's check out the weight of the guitar, and for that I'm going to unplug the cable so I don't weigh the cable. Where are my scales? Let's weigh the guitar in kilograms first. So in kilos, this is 3.39 kilos, which in pounds is 7.3-ish. So that's an approximation, but there's your weights for you. It's not that heavy, it's not that light, it feels okay. I was going to talk about that strap button placement, wasn't I? Here's my Fender custom shop. It feels like that strap button is in the wrong... There it is. There's my what's it called? So what I'm talking about is this just here. The strap button is roughly in the middle there. And on the Harley Benton, it's also roughly in the middle. Okay, it's just playing with my mind. It's absolutely fine, of course. What more to say? I mean, it's an amazing guitar. It's $150 and without a doubt, one of the best budget guitars I've ever played. Definitely, well, actually, it's related to the ST62. This is now the TE-62. And I thought that ST62, the Strat style one, meant that it was from 1962. But I don't think it is, because I don't think that's the case for this one either. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. I always thought that ST62 and TE-62 meant 1962. That doesn't appear to be the case, so I think I'm wrong on that. Because you've also got the TE-20, which of course wouldn't be from the 1920s. It could be from the 2020s. And you've got the TE-90. I've had one of those. That's not from the 90s. Or is it? I don't know. Any Harley Benton fanatics, let me know about the naming configurations for these, because I'm getting the Ibanez stuff down. I don't know if I'm getting the Harley Benton stuff down. I also don't know what the CC stands for in the name. Could it be caramel? Am I being dumb? Let's talk about the neck, actually. The neck almost feels rolled, which is crazy. It's not sharp in any way. There are no fret edges sharp on this whatsoever. It's not a roasted neck, but it kind of looks roasted because it's caramel coloured. It's gorgeous. It's I can't say enough good things about it, really, honestly. Top notch. Even the tuners are not squeaking or not, causing a problem. There's no binding in the nut. Nothing is wrong with this guitar at all. The only downside I see to this guitar so far is that switch. That switch is just hang on, let's pull that off. Oh. He says, I'm not going to pull that off because it's on there tight. But that switch is not something that I would want to rely on for very long. It's not a problem. It works fine. It's just that if I was going to keep this guitar, which I might, and use it, which I might, then I would want to replace that switch, which I probably will. Other than that, there's no reason to not play this straight out of the box. I'm very impressed. I guess the only thing is that your mileage may vary. With Harley Bentons and all budget guitars, prices at this low mean they don't spend that much time on quality control because they can't. That's how they keep the price low. It's down to person hours. And the components are good. Everything's fine. Just make sure that you get one that has actually been quality checked, or you can't make sure that you get one that's quality checked. You can ask for it to be quality checked. But if you get, my only thing is if you're shipping to the UK or the USA, then please ask them to check that the guitar works, because the one that I got first, one of the pickups, the bridge I think, didn't work. So please get them to check the guitar, because shipping returns from the UK and even more so from the US can be problematic due to distance and regulations. But if we're saying that this is an average TE-62, then this is a great guitar. If I've got a bad TE-62, then this is a really great guitar. If I've got a good one, like a great example of this model, then yeah, it's $150 and it is a no-brainer. At the time of recording, there are 3 other colors available. This is the Shell Pink, there's also Seafoam Green, there's Black, and there's Lake Placid Blue. I will say that the Lake Placid Blue kind of stole my heart, but I wanted to get something that was pink because I thought it was different and cool. So that's why I went for pink. But the Lake Placid Blue, if it was the same quality as this guitar, I would absolutely play that on stage. This one, possibly. I guess the ultimate recommendation I can give is that I've decided to keep this guitar. I don't need it. I don't have the space for it. But it is set up so nicely, it plays so well, and it sounds acceptable enough that I want to keep it as my budget Telecaster. So yeah, I paid for it. I'm going to keep it. And $150 is a steal. No brainer. All right, thank you very much for watching. This is the end of the video, which means you've made it to the end of the video club, and to prove that you are a member of this prestigious elite, when you leave your comment telling me what you think of the Harley Benton TE-62 CCSP, hope I got that right, please also include the phrase, "That's money." And that'll let me know that you watched this part. And I hope that I've helped. If you're looking at buying one of these, just ask any questions you want in the comments section. This one's staying with me. Video's over there, subscribe button, thumbs up if it helped you. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye!